Welcome to Mind Over Metal Podcast. Heavy metal and hard rock news, discussion, and reviews. Mack here, and you're listening to episode 7 of Mind Over Metal Podcast, right here, mindovermetalpodcast.com. And with me, as always, is my friend and co-host.
Hey, brother. What's going on, man? Thanks for having me once again. Appreciate it. How you been, man?
Yeah, I've been good, yeah. Been good. Had quite a busy couple of weeks since I've been off work. Just getting ready to go back tomorrow, but lots happened. Some good, some bad, but I'm excited to get into some of the good that's just happened over the weekend. So how have you been?
Oh, not bad, man. Just fucking busy. I quit my job. Saturday was my last day.
Yeah.
And, I start my new job tomorrow.
Nice.
In between then, Sunday, I went to see Zakk Sabbath,
Killer.
Which we will get into that in a minute. And then Monday, I was supposed to go see my stepdaughter. They went to this bar in Soulard, and they were supposed to do a kind of like a bike ride from place to place.
Yeah.
And I'm on my way there in St. Louis, and my fucking GPS went out.
Uh-oh.
And I don't know my way around St. Louis, if you catch my drift. I mean, in some areas I do, but some areas they have no clue how to get to Soulard. Ended up getting lost, tried to stop for directions, couldn't find anything. Long story short, we had to meet there at 2:15 because they were leaving at 2:30 to do this thing. I missed the whole thing.
Oh.
Felt fucking horrible about it. Still do.
Yeah.
Feel like I let my stepdaughter down, even though I swear to God above, man, I did, well, if you believe in that sort of thing, I did everything in my power to get there, man, but I'm like, I think what I'm going to have to do is, because there's my GPS on my phone, and this phone's proven to be pretty goddamn unreliable, so I'm going to maybe invest in an actual GPS for my car, because I don't want something like this happening again.
Yeah, that's the thing with phones. Sometimes if the maps aren't up to date or some shit, it can totally fuck up your journey.
Yeah, I mean, it's like, and also I gotta be honest with you, dude, I have the worst sense of direction ever. I will be the first to fucking admit that. I'm not one of those dudes that's too proud to ask for directions, or I know where I'm going. I have not a fucking, dude, you ask me to get somewhere, your ass is gonna wind up in Singapore. Okay, I don't fucking, I hate it when people give me directions and they'll go, well, it's by a church. Well, dude, I live in the Midwest. There's that doesn't fucking help me. I want fucking street signs. I want highway names, goddammit.
Yeah.
I need fucking shit like that. Fuck you and your landmarks. That doesn't help me. Just shit like that. It's just kind of, kind of a pain in the ass.
So GPS isn't your friend, Mike?
Well, the GPS, I'm beginning to think it's my fucking phone that ain't my friend, because on top of everything else, man, I went and got this Walmart phone. I don't know, do you guys have Wally World at Ireland? Probably not. Do
no,
you?
We don't, but Walmart own stores that operate here, but they're just not branded Walmart.
All right, there you go then. Okay, so Walmart, man, I got this phone because, my nephew, DJ, came and was like, well, you should go for this. It's a lot more low maintenance, and it's easy, and all you got to do to pay for it sometimes is just pay him in cash at the store. And I'm like, okay, sounds good. And I'm like, all right, man, sounds cool, dude. So I try this, and then in the middle of, after I bought the phone, apparently some new company has bought the phone line out. It's still Walmart, but they got somebody else running it. Nice. And I'm having the most hardest time paying for my goddamn phone, dude. It's like, so now they gave me this number to call, and, I'm having to deal with this shit on the phone. I can't fucking understand a word he's fucking saying.
Do you have that problem over there too, where you ring customer services somewhere and you get speaking to some prick in India?
Yeah, it's like you hear that.
We get that here too.
But I hate people, or I'm just like, dude. I mean, nothing against you, but it would be like me trying to fucking. I mean, do they outsource their fucking calls to us? I mean, like, if they have a technical problem, do they have to fucking call with somebody who don't understand their language or the way they talk? I highly doubt it.
But the worst thing is, see if you go to ring them fuckers to pay them, pay a bill, you'll be speaking to someone that speaks fluent English, probably American, but if it's a problem, with your service or your product, they just make you talk to some cunt over in Uzbekistan. But if you owe them money, you'll be talking to a fucking American, or in my case, an Irish man or a woman.
Well, that's the thing, though. That's where I'm kind of irritated, is because I tried calling this number yesterday, and they just kept giving me the runaround. I'm like, Jesus Christ, all I want to do is pay my phone bill so I can have my fucking phone back. I mean, it shouldn't be this hard, man. I'm like, it's like, here, take my money. And they're like,
Oh, that's bad. Well, that's really bad.
Dude, I don't know what's happened, but it's to the point now where I'm about ready to just say, well, fuck Walmart and their phones, and get myself another phone with somebody else.
Yeah, oh, fuck that, man.
Yeah. I'm sorry, I went off on a tangent again.
No, that's alright. I get frustrated when shit doesn't work.
Well, what are you going to do, man? I mean, that's what I do. I go on tangents.
Yep. And you've the perfect platform, a podcast.
That's true. That's true, man. Anyway, so let's talk about now. We both went to see Kill. In my case, it was a show. It's kind of like I told my friend Bildo, and he even posted when he posted up all the pictures and video of it on Facebook. He even said it's like my friend DJ Metal Mike Tyler said, this isn't a concert, it's a show. And there really is a difference between a concert and a show. Yeah. Not that they're both not great. They're both great. And they're both live performances, musical performances, but a concert's a huge event with a shitload of people, and a show's in a small fucking old school hardcore punk metal club, which is what this was. Very, very cool, man. But anyway, how was your show, dude? Did you have a good time?
Oh, man. I had a fucking killer time. And to be honest, I had a loss in the family during the week. And I was kind of torn. The show was falling between the wake and the funeral. And I didn't want to be a prick and go to the show, but it was my mum that actually said to me, no, I'll go. Because even right up to that morning on show day, I was like, nah, I'm not going. But she said to me, look, go. What use are you here for today? You'll be back that night. We'll have the funeral on that the next day. So I went. It was to Slane Castle, about 3 hours away from me. So we left about 8:30 in the morning. Me and a couple of buddies travelled up, drove up. But as soon as we left town, the heavens opened and it just pissed down with rain for the whole day. And this is an outdoor event, so we were like, oh man, this is not a great start to the day. So we drove the 3 hours and got to our car park, and it was still pissing down with rain. So we were like, okay, we're going to sit here for an hour, maybe the rain will pass. Anyway, didn't pass. So we had, about an hour walk from the car park to the venue. So by the time we get to the venue, we're soaked to the bone. I mean, even my fucking boxer shorts were wet. But we got into the venue at about 3 o'clock, I would say. So we just went in, scoped it out, and got something to eat, checked out the merch stands, then went to the bar. All raining, during this time as well. Didn't let up. I had 2 fucking waterproof jackets, and I still got wet. But first band that came on was like a local gang of young guys. They opened the show. Played for about 45 minutes. I think they were called Otherkin. basically they just kind of ripped off every other song. You know, they play a song, yeah, and you'd be like one of the songs they played had this drum intro. It was like doodle doo doodle doo doodle doodle doo, and we were like, that's fucking you. I was like, oh, they're doing a cover of You Could Be Mine, but no, it was their own song. And then another song they played was like a blatant rip-off of The Clash, you know, and it was just funny. Every song was, they borrowed from everybody, but I mean, nobody was really paying attention to them. Everybody was at the bar or getting something to eat. After them was some guy called Mark Lanegan, I think. He's a American guy. I'd never heard him. Didn't really pay too much attention to him, to be honest. So he fucked off.
What were they called again?
Mark Lanegan.
I never heard of him.
Yeah, he's an American guy. I think he's a one-man guy that, you know, maybe has a support band around him. But I don't even know how you describe it. It was very doomy, but not, you know, like Sabbath doomy or something like that. It was just, it was shit. It's the only way I can't, nothing memorable about it. You know, we just went to the bar and we fucking drank beer. And then there was, after him was a band called Royal Blood. Have you ever heard of those guys?
No.
Man, this is a two-piece, okay? A drummer and a bass player. But the bass player plays lead guitar, rhythm guitar, and bass on his bass. Now, don't ask me how he fucking does it, but if you close your eyes, you'd swear it was a four-piece. You know, rhythm, lead guitar, bass, and drums. I don't know how he does it, but they were fucking phenomenal.
Wow.
Yeah, man. Two-piece from Brighton in England, and they played for a good hour. I'd never really... I heard of them before the gig, but never really, you know, checked them out. So I didn't really know what to expect, but holy shit. We had Golden Circle tickets, you know, pit tickets. So, you know, about 5-10 minutes into their set, we were still up at the bar, and we were like, holy shit, let's get into the pit for this band. They're fucking killer. But they were really fucking good. And I'm going to put up a couple of links to the Facebook page, you know, videos and, you know, different social media links. If anyone wants to check them out, they're called Royal Blood. They are fucking killer. For a two-piece, the talent is just unreal. But then
Royal Blood.
Yeah,
writing
Royal
that down,
Blood.
dude.
Right, check that out, man. Fucking for two guys, the sound is just, it's unreal. It's just fucking phenomenal. But yeah, about 45 minutes. Well, yeah, it was about 45-minute changeover, and then Guns N' Roses took to the stage, and oh man, we were talking about a few weeks ago. I was saying that they were kicking off the set these days with It's So Easy. And no change. Yep, kicked the show off with AC/DC. Ugh, AC/DC. It's So Easy, rather. And man, the fucking atmosphere was just unbelievable. Now, the rain had stopped at this stage, but everybody was already fucking soaking wet, you know, miserable. But as soon as the GN'R set kicked off, man, the crowd, all 83,000 of them, just went fucking nuts. The band just sounded amazing. I mean, the addition of Slash and Duff back into the fold just changes that whole thing. You know, they're filled out with Richard Fortas on rhythm guitar, who's a killer guitar player, and Frank Ferrer on drums. Great fucking drummer. Probably plays a bit too many fills for my liking, but he's still a solid guy. But yeah, they kicked off the show with It's So Easy, then went straight into Mr. Brownstone. Then what was it? I think it was Welcome to the Jungle next. Do you know what? I'm actually going to pull up the set list here. I'll just make it handier. Yeah, after Mr. Brownstone, it was either Chinese Democracy, you know, the title track, or else it was Welcome to the Jungle. So I'm just going to check it here. Yeah, it was after Mr. Brownstone, Chinese Democracy, and then into Welcome to the Jungle. So they played Welcome to the Jungle, 4th song, and holy shit, the fucking place just went nuts. Now, Axl wasn't the best sounding that I ever heard him. You know, his voice was a little weak, but he's notorious for not, you know, warming up or practicing. You know, he's had a couple of months downtime, and it always takes him maybe 3 or 4 shows into a tour before he gets that, you know, raw raspiness back.
Until he gets his mojo back.
Basically, yeah. You know, no, he was still hitting the note. He was singing on key. You know, I've seen him perform horribly over the years. This wasn't horrible, but the rasp wasn't there. So it's just I kind of knew that coming into it. You know, the first show of the tour, I expected it, so I wasn't disappointed. But he still put on a hell of a fucking show. Then after Jungle, they did Double Talk and Jive off of Use Your Illusion 1. You know, just only a short little song. Izzy sang it on the record, but, you know, Axl does it here. Great song. Then they went into Better off of Chinese Democracy, one of the better tracks on that album. After that, they did a Strange.
I see what you did there. I see what you did there.
I know. After that, they did a Strange. Now, I know you're not a big fan of the Illusion records, Mike, but I fucking love a Strange. Fucking love that song. And to hear Slash play those, you know, melodic solos, you know, all 9 minutes of them, or however long the song is, it was just fucking magical for me. You know, you're not a big fan of that song, I take it?
You know, honestly, James, I was just thinking when you said that I probably should, and I've got them, revisit those. I have not listened to those records, and God knows how long. I just, maybe I ought to revisit them just because, you know, you get older. Sometimes your tastes change, or you notice things that you didn't notice before. You know,
we should review them down the line.
Yeah, we should. We really should. You know, because like I said, I don't hate them all in their entirety. I felt like there was enough songs or tracks there to where I'm like, well, they could have had a pretty decent album. I just thought that there was. And I still feel this way to a certain extent. I just feel like the Illusion albums were a bit overindulgent.
Yeah, bloated.
Bloated, yeah, just bloated. Just totally bloated. But, you know, like I said, with that being said, man, I probably should revisit those records just because, like, you know, as I said, man, I'm just when it comes to GN'R, man, my GN'R is the original lineup. So it's really hard. Not that I think Matt Sorum was a bad drummer, but I kind of feel like that the way I do about kind of like what Ian Wadley said. To me, he was always kind of a paint by the numbers drummer, you know, and I don't mean anything bad by that. You know, I'm not putting Matt down, but I don't know, man. I just think Adler just was like the perfect drummer for that band, man.
Oh, yeah.
But yeah, I mean, you know, I should probably revisit those records. I really should, because
it'd be fun to do a review on it.
Oh yeah, because well, you know me, I'm going to be somewhat divisive. That will not be a love fest, I assure you.
Yeah, well,
for Appetite for Destruction, we'd both be like, "Oh my god, this song's fucking killer, and that song's killer."
But cool. Upcoming episode then.
Oh, definitely, and we'll, you know, and like I said, I'd like to do two, you know, like with some of the, like I know I was teasing Scott the other day, you know, aka DJ Guilty, the co-owner of that metal station, because, you know, but he said it's going to be a while, that he's not really ready. Also, I don't think I'm very good on podcasts. I'm like, well, dude, you were the one that was crying in the chat room that nobody invited you to a fucking podcast, and now because I talked to DJ Def Jeff, and he's definitely down, but I don't know what album we're going to do yet. I haven't, you know, figured that out. Figure we'll talk to him and get his input on that. But I suggested that we do Turbo.
Oh God!
Just because, Scott defends that he'll defend that record, dude.
Yeah, that'd be a funny review.
And I get it, like he tried to explain to me, and I understand that, hey, that's the record I came into with Judas Priest. So he's got a nostalgic attachment to it. I understand that. I really do, I mean, I guess it's like some people who were like, well, my first Kiss record was, Unmasked or The Older. I mean, part of me is like, oh, God. But you know what? If that was your introduction to the band, it's like people who, I mean, because I've upset a lot of people whenever I've been critical of the Black Album by Metallica. But, well, that was my first Metallica album. That was my first metal album. I get that. I totally understand where you're coming from, I try to be reasonable and realize, but I try to get them to realize where I'm coming from. Like, hey, I was a fan before that. So for me, that record was not, it wasn't my Metallica, I guess. And before I go any further when it comes to Judas Priest, let me put it out there. I think Judas Priest is one of the greatest metal bands to ever strap on a guitar.
Agree.
Pick up drumsticks or a fucking mic. They are amazing. They're one of the greatest. I mean, I put them right up there with Sabbath, really. I mean, in my opinion, Judas Priest, there's only 2 albums in their discography, and I'm talking the Rob Halford era only, where they put out subpar albums. One would be Turbo, and the other would be Ram It Down. Other than that, I think they have one of the most solid discographies of any metal band out of there.
I'd agree.
I want to throw that out there right now,
Yep.
That, in my opinion, Priest are amazing, and I think that, and I don't even mind the Ripper Owens stuff, 'cause I like Ripper Owens. I think I even mentioned that on a podcast a while back that, really, like he said, when they got Rob back in the band, he didn't have any bitterness because, like he said, I wouldn't have a career if Rob had not left Judas Priest. Yeah, and he wouldn't. I mean, no one would know who the fuck Ripper Owens was, dude, if he had not signed for Judas Priest. It enabled him to do other projects like Iced Earth. He's been on a couple Iced Earth albums. That guy has been in a ton of different metal bands, and he's had a pretty good career for himself. He ain't hurting. Would he have been able to do any of that if he'd have just still been in a Judas Priest cover band? I highly doubt it. And so really, I mean, well, yeah, why would he be bitter? I mean, his whole career is because of Judas Priest. Not only was it, and I mean, how cool is that to know that here you were into a band that you love so much that you are in a tribute band, and then you get the gig, the chance of a lifetime, be part of that band, and then, because of that, you become a name and you become established, and now you've went on to do other things. You know what I mean? That's been, pretty successful. I don't think Ripper's hurting, man. Like, it seems to me like the guy's every fucking way. Every time I turn around, Ripper Owens is doing this, he's doing that. That's all because of Judas Priest. I mean, it's kind of like the whole thing when people get upset, some of the people that want to support the current incarnation of Kiss, and number one, I'm not telling you can't. If you, hey, rock out with your fucking cock out. I don't give a fuck. But I mean, I would just have a lot more respect for it if A, they didn't have the makeup, or if Tommy and Eric were allowed to be their own characters, man. It's not that I think Tommy Thayer's a bad guitar player. I don't, but I can't give the guy any points for originality. I mean, Jesus Christ, even on Sonic Boom and Monster, some of the licks he plays, they try to make him sound so much like Ace Frehley. It's fucking sickening, man. And I'm sorry, but Vinnie Vincent and Mark St. John and Bruce Kulick were not Ace Frehley clones. They weren't. They had their own style and their own thing. And that's why I think to this day most of those guys are embraced by Kiss fans. Where with Tommy Thayer, he's divisive at best.
Yep.
And that's just all I got to say about that, man. Because I know some people are going to be like, well, what's the difference? Well, there's a major difference. They didn't make Ripper come up and dress like Rob Halford. They didn't make him talk in a British accent. They didn't try to make him into Rob Halford. Yes, he did have a vocal style very similar to Rob, but he was still allowed to be his own person. Yeah. That's the fucking difference, motherfuckers.
Amen.
All right, I'm off my rant.
Killer. Right, where was I? Oh yeah, after Estranged, they went in and done Live and Let Die. Not really dying about that. It's, decent song. I heard it too many times. Then they went into Rocket Queen. No, that was killer. That's a great fucking song.
Yeah, dude. Yeah. Rocket Queen rules.
Yeah.
And that's such a really cool story behind that track. I'm sure you know, being the GN'R fan you are, but man, that was some shit Axl pulled. I'm like, damn, Axl.
Yeah. That was Steven Adler's chick.
I know.
What
I know. Fucker. I know. But you know what? I heard him and her were fighting at the time.
Oh,
it was the way she presents it, because I saw this whole thing about a lot of the girls on the West Coast, Sunset Strip, and they had a documentary about it, and they were interviewing that girl. Cute girl, too, back in the day. Damn. And, she was saying that her and Steven were fighting, that he was like, well, you're not my fucking girlfriend. We're not a steady, we're just in... So she was like, oh, really? Well, she ends up hanging out in the studio. She goes, and it wasn't my agenda to fuck Axl. That was not. But at the same time, when Axl said, hey, I can give you a chance to be immortal, she thought, well, what the hell, why not? I mean, after all, Steven says I'm not his girl. So, I'm sure Steven was like, what the fuck, man?
Yeah.
Like, goddamn, Axl.
Yeah, probably he wouldn't have been too happy.
He had to have been pissed, dude. It had to hurt. It had to. And then and I'd have been like, Jesus Christ, Axl, why do you have to have all the girls? Because, let's be honest, out of all of them, I think Axl was easily the biggest heartthrob when it came to the women, of the band.
Yeah. He had that appeal to the women. The bad boy.
Oh, yeah, totally. Well, and I could just, because I remember the girls, and that's one thing that kind of pissed me off, is me and my brother, as I said, we were into that band way before they broke big. We tried to turn my sister-in-law and some of the girls we knew to it on time. They fucking blew us the fuck off. Next thing I know, man, their videos are being played on MTV. I'm like, fucking bitches, we tried fucking turning you on to them over a year ago. No, you didn't. Yeah, we fucking did.
Yeah, they weren't having any of it.
No, not at all. But boy, the minute the guy's on MTV and they saw how big of a pretty boy he was, well, then it was a whole other story.
Yeah, that's always the way. But it's a great fucking song, Rocket Queen. Then it went into You Could Be Mine, good song, but it's one of the tracks that he struggles on it. It's a bit, he's not 25 anymore. It's some hard fucking shit to sing, but it was still good, still very enjoyable. Then went into a cover of The Damned, New Rose. They'd released that on the Spaghetti Incident. That was really fucking cool to hear that. Duff sang it. This I Love, another track of Chinese Democracy. Then they did Civil War, a great fucking song that is.
That is a good song. That's one of the songs off of the Illusion albums that I do like.
Yeah, Use Your Illusion 2, that's off. That Adler plays on that track.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it's the only track. It's the only track in the Illusions that he plays on. So, that's probably why you like it.
Yeah, maybe. I didn't realize that Adler was... so I guess they had recorded that before he was out, huh?
Oh, yeah, they had some stuff recorded, before Sorum came in. But, no, Adler plays on the whole song, but it's very heavily edited to kind of piece it all together, because he just couldn't do one straight take. So it could be 15, 20 different takes pieced together to make a song, if you know what I mean. So that was kind of the straw that broke the camel's back, when they were like, this guy can't fucking play. So they got rid of him. I always wondered why they didn't re-record that track. I'm glad they didn't, but for the sake of one more track, why didn't they do it with the new drummer at the time? I don't know, but it's a great fucking song. And then one of the surprises of the night was they played Black Hole Sun, Soundgarden, in tribute to Chris Cornell. So, and that went down amazing. Like, the crowd just loved it. The Slash played the guitar parts on that, unbelievable, and Axl sung it really well. So, I mean, Axl's no Chris Cornell, so for him to do a song like that justice was pretty fucking cool. So that was a big surprise. Next track they played was Coma. I fucking love that song. Closing track of Use Your Illusion 1. You like that song, Mike?
Actually, if memory serves, like I said, it's been a long time since I've listened to those records, but yeah, I did like Coma.
Yeah.
Like I said, dude, my biggest memory of that album, because I remember everybody was standing in line to get those records, and I felt out of place because No More Tears by Ozzy came out the same day, and I'm a huge Ozzy fan, which we all know that album fucking broke big too. I mean, No More Tears was a huge album for Ozzy, one of his most popular probably. But I just remember getting it and getting all excited about it, and I bought it. Everybody else was in line to get, Use Your Illusion 1 and 2, and fucking, I just remember when my friends, they got it, so I wasn't going to buy it because I was just like, by that point in time, I was pissed off because Adler was gone. I remember reading the story of what they did and how they did it. I still thought it was really horrible and shady. Also, keep in mind, this was, I believe, after the whole St. Louis incident. So I was kind of souring on Guns N' Roses, and Axl Rose in particular. So... yeah, I didn't buy the record, but I do remember my friends bought them, and we sat down and I listened to them with them. It was actually CDs, and I just remember thinking, man, this is just really overblown, self-indulgent. Some of these songs are way too long, but there were some songs I did like, and I remember just saying, well, man, this is kind of like what a lot of Beatle fans, I guess, felt about the White Album at the time. Is like, well, this could have been one really good record. Now, personally, I love the White Album. I think it's fucking great. But I can also understand why some people feel that way. It felt that way at the time. And unfortunately, that's the way I felt about Use Your Illusions, even though they were separate albums. For all intents and purposes, a double fucking album.
Yeah.
I mean, who the fuck are we bullshitting here? And I was like... I was just like, well, man, they should have just made one good record, Use Your Illusion, and been done with it, and took all the best songs. But again, that's just subjective. Those are my songs that I like. Some people might be like, well, hey, DJ Metal Mike, I think you're fucked. I think that song sucks, and they should, I mean, again, because there's a lot of people, James, I'm including yourself, that just absolutely love those two records.
Oh, I love them.
Beginning to end. Now, can I ask you, are there any songs on those albums that you're really not too big on, where you're just like,
yeah, I mean,
so there are some songs that you feel are subpar, or at least at the very least filler? Yeah,
well, take Use Your Illusion 2 for example. My World, the very last track, what the fuck was that? What was that all about? That was just Axl fucking having a wank in the studio. I mean, the rest of the band didn't even know that was in existence until the record came out, and they were like, My Word, what the fuck's this? He just snuck it on at the end. So what else? I mean, you've got two versions of Don't Cry. I love Don't Cry, and I love both versions, but I mean, if you want to release an alternate
sure
one, do it maybe on the next album, or as a bonus,
a single
thing.
Or single or something like that.
No, I love it. I love both versions of the song, but do I think there's a need for the same song to be on there twice? No, there was no need for that. What else? I mean, stuff like Shotgun Blues, I like it, but some of the lyrics are dumb in it. You can suck my ass and stuff like that. I like the song, so like there is a couple of tracks on those albums that I don't hate them, but it's not a home run for me neither. Even though like the Illusions records I discovered long before I discovered Appetite or Lies, so they were my introduction to GN'R. So I suppose for that reason they hold a special place for me for that reason.
Oh, wow. Well, I mean, I understand. Again, like I said, that's when you came in, you know, again, like we were saying, that's, again, how old you are and when you came into a certain band, that is a huge influence on how you look at a band or where, you know, where a fan, their viewpoint comes from, you know. So again, like I said, I totally get that. You know, I can get why you would be like, man, hell yeah, I love those records, because that was that in a way that is your Guns N' Roses.
Yeah, but, you know,
as much as you love the original lineup.
Yeah, of course. I didn't even know who Steven Adler was. You know, at that time, Matt Sorum was in the band then. He was the drummer. He was my drummer. You know, Izzy was still there. Dizzy was there. You know, there was an extra member now. There was the keyboard player. So, you know, and then not long after then, Izzy left. Gilby Clarke came in. You know, so there was always change, and then that's probably why I'm fit to accept now. You know, you just have the three core back of Axl, Slash and Duff, and for me that's fucking good enough. But for some people, they're like, yeah, it's good, it's a start, but I want Izzy and I want Steven. Whereas for me, if they were to come back, I'd be fucking overjoyed. But because I'm used to not having them, you know, not having Steven anyway, you know, and I'm used to change, I can accept it better than what some people can. If you know what I'm trying to say.
Also, like you said yourself, you have been you were what's the word I'm looking for? God damn it! You've already seen all the members of Guns N' Roses, at least separately,
except for
at
Steven.
different points of times, except for Steven.
Yeah,
I was kind of hoping maybe he'd be there to kick off. You know, that would have been cool.
That would have been
I saw the crowd shot that Duff had of where I'm like, oh my god, all those people.
Oh, it was serious.
Yeah, my God. Yeah, you know, it's kind of funny because, like, so you've seen all of them. So, what did you see? Slash's Snake Pit? Or
no, I seen Velvet Revolver, and I saw Slash solo, his solo band 3 times, I think. You know, 3 times in the last 5 or 6 years. And I seen him and Duff with Velvet Revolver. I seen Izzy with Axl back in 2006. So I have seen, you know, and Matt Sorum he was with Velvet Revolver too. So I've seen them all except for Steven. Never got a chance to see him.
Man, so really that's the only one you got to cross off your list then,
the only one.
Now, and you saw the Axl Rose's version of Guns N' Roses how many times?
3. No.
Okay.
2.5.
2.5?
2.5, because the second time I seen him was in 2010, and 4 songs into the show, he stopped the show because somebody threw a bottle on the stage. But bear in mind, he was 2.5 hours late coming on. So he stopped the show, said to the crowd, you know, you fuckers throw one more thing and I'm gone. Started back up the song again, and literally within 2 minutes somebody threw a bottle up onto the stage. Now, it was a plastic bottle, you know, water bottle. He just grabbed the mic and said, good night, we're gone. Walked off the stage. House lights came on. We waited for about 20 minutes, half an hour. The promoter came out and he was like, please stop throwing shit at the band. We're trying to get him back on stage. But about 45 minutes, an hour had passed. Nothing was happening. The security started telling everyone to leave. You know, leave the venue. Show's over. So we left the venue along with...
Nobody rioted, huh?
It was damn close. I'll put it to you this way. And that's one of the main reasons why I left, because my girlfriend at the time, my wife now, was with me, and I wasn't taking any chances in case anything did kick off. So we left, went back to our hotel, and when we got in, the guy at the front desk says, were you guys at the Guns N' Roses show? And we said, yeah, we just left it. And he said, yeah, they're talking about it on the radio here. He's just gone back on. So literally about an hour or so, an hour and a half after the whole thing happened, he eventually went back on stage. But from what I gather, he sat on a stool and wore a hat and had the hat down over his face, and he sat with his arms folded and finished the rest of the show. No interaction, no nothing. More or less a fuck you, I don't want to be here, but I have to do it because I'm going to get sued. But from what I heard, the people that did stay, it was a phenomenal show because his voice was on point, because he wasn't running around winting himself. He just sat there, and vocally it was a great performance, but he just didn't want to be there, didn't give a shit. So I only seen half that show. And I was very bitter about that for a long time, that happened. So that was in 2010.
Ah, okay.
Yeah.
Well, that's an interesting story. You know, it's funny. I mean, okay. Now, when somebody threw something up before, did they hit him with it, or did they just throw it up there?
I think he maybe got hit on the arm but it was a plastic bottle, water bottle.
Right.
You know, it wasn't like a fucking beer bottle, or it wasn't a rock, or even a can of beer. You know, it was nothing that was going to hurt him. And look, I know that nobody fucking goes to do their job and, needs to get shit thrown at them. I know that. I mean, we go and do our jobs every day, and if somebody threw something at us, we'd fucking grab them by the throat, But when you come on 2.5 hours late to a show that was, supposed to start at 8, but you don't start until 10:30, and the buses and the trains stop in that area in about an hour's time, and people have to get home, and they've work in the morning, and maybe they have babysitters at home looking after their kids. You're out, you're there for a night out, a night's entertainment, and you can understand why people did do that. But I mean, it's not as if he was fucking injured or hurt or threatened in any way. Somebody in frustration threw a bottle up onto the stage,
Right.
Yeah, but I was so fucking bitter for a long time after that. Every time I would think about it, I used to get this feeling of, I don't know, anger in my stomach that happened, that I missed half the show. But I got over it. For a while I was like, fuck Axl Rose, fuck him and his tardiness and his temper tantrums. But I got over it. Paid big fucking money to see him again.
Yeah, that's my biggest problem with Axl, though, is his prima donna bullshit. It's like, I just kind of, I'm just like, dude, like I remember hearing a story about Ozzy with Sabbath, man. A buddy of mine's dad went to see Sabbath back in the day, and Ozzy flipped out, but somebody hit him in the fucking head with a bottle. A bottle.
Fuck.
And he fucking went the fuck off and just said, fuck it, man. But they finished the gig, but they didn't introduce any of the songs. They didn't fucking do an encore. They just fucking... But Mark said it was amazing because they just went from song to song to song to song to song.
Yeah.
And just fucking kicked fucking ass and then left.
Yeah.
So it was like, well, they still did the gig, but Ozzy was like, whoever the fucking cowardly motherfucker was that did, I'd fucking like to kick his fucking ass, Of course, dude fucking, wasn't going to come out forward and go, oh, hey, it was me. But, Ozzy just, they went ahead and finished the gig, but they had an attitude about it. What I mean? It wasn't, it wasn't like, but yeah, he was fucking pissed, man. Like I said, they didn't do, well, this is Children of the Grave, and let me see your fucking cigarette lighters, or there was none of that shit. It was all like, fuck you, here's the songs, here's the gig, fuck off, man. Like I said, they didn't even do an encore, dude. They just left.
Yeah.
But like Mark said, man, he goes, oh my God, it fucking kicked ass, though. I mean, it was amazing, because it was almost like them being pissed off even fueled the performance even more, But Yeah, that's always been my problem with Axl. It's just like, dude, you know, I can understand if somebody like really, like, you know, when Sebastian Bach went off and beat the fuck out. The guy hit him in the head with a fucking beer bottle. Yeah. For Christ's sake, I mean, I don't blame him for fucking flapping out. And he didn't stop the show. He just went out there and fucking kicked the dude's ass. I mean, you know, that's always been my. It's just like, Axl, come on, man. You know, like I get it in a way, but in a way I don't. It's like, dude, it was just a plastic bottle. It's not like, you know. Of course, you know why somebody had to push their fucking luck after he had said, hey, if somebody does this again, I'm walking. Yeah. Oh, well, here, you know, they should know him by now. They know exactly. You're talking about a guy who flipped out because somebody was taking a fucking picture of him.
Yeah, and beat the fucking shit out of him.
Oh, like, seriously. Like, really? You know? Like, come on, man. I mean, yeah, I didn't get that then, and I still don't get it. It's just kind of like, what the fuck? I mean, crazy, man.
But it's in the past, and the show that I seen at the weekend fucking more than made up for it. But getting back into the track Coma, you know, at the end, there's like this Slash does this epic guitar solo outro, and then Axl spits out this killer fucking verse. Well, during that, Slash broke a string on the guitar, but that fucker still played the solo, and you never would have known that he broke a string. I mean, I was in the pit at the front. You know, you only knew because you looked on the big screen and you seen the string, you know, waving about in the air. But I mean, that guy's a fucking beast. He is playing better than he ever did, and that's why when people say he's fucking overrated or he's mediocre, I just want to say, shut the fuck up, fuck you, go and see him, and if you come back and tell me he's overrated, I'll tell you to go fuck yourself, because that man, I mean, and that leads into the next slot on the set. He done his guitar solo, which, you know, sometimes his guitar solos can be kind of long, drawn out, wanky things, but he done like a blues. You know, the rest of the band were playing like a blues riff behind him, and he was just shredding the fuck out of it. Just pure fucking blues rock and roll. It was fucking killer. Then he went into the theme from The Godfather. He's brought that back. You know, in the last couple of years he used to do it in the Illusion tour. This fucking, it's like you know that the theme of The Godfather is kind of very haunting.
Oh, beautiful.
Yes, Speak Softly Love, I think, is the proper name for it. But he does that, and then bang, straight into Sweet Child of Mine. You know, overplayed song, but the fucking atmosphere when they play it live is just, you know, it's 83,000 people just jumping up and down. It was like it was, do you know what, it was like an earthquake. Yeah, it was just you could feel the vibrations on the ground, you know, with the crowd jumping during that song. As I said, overplayed as fuck. You know, it's a good song, but it's just overplayed. But when you hear it in that sort of situation, it's, you know, you enjoy it more that sort of way.
Right.
And then, just to fucking pick the energy up, they played Out to Get Me off of Appetite. And that's one of the songs Steven Adler was guesting on. So, I was hoping if Steven did appear, he would play it, but he didn't. But they played Out to Get Me. Axl sounded fucking great on it. It kind of gave him, you know, the energy of that song, just give him sort of an injection. I think he might have been not struggling, but I think he might have been tiring a little bit halfway through the show. But that was his pick-me-up, Out to Get Me. That was fucking killer. Then they played a cover, Pink Floyd, Wish You Were Here, but it was Slash and Richard Fortus trading guitars, you know, playing the vocals on the guitar. You know, it was just lovely melodies. It was really cool. Went into November Rain. I love that song. Then Knocking on Heaven's Door. Sick of it. Then they finished the set with Night Train, and probably performance of the night. That was just fucking unreal. Really got the crowd going as well. And then,
so they did quite a bit of Appetite, man.
Oh yeah, they did a lot. That was 23 songs. That was, technically the end of the set. They went off stage, then they came back for the encore, and the encore was 4 songs. We got Patience off of GN'R Lies. We got There Was a Time off of Chinese Democracy. Cool song. It's really cool to hear Slash's interpretation of them songs. Far better than what Bucketfoot or Bumblehead, can do. Just fucking unreal. Then they did a cover of The Who, the song The Seeker. Great song. Yeah, they done it. They do a killer version of that. And then into Paradise City, closed the show with that, and then had a fireworks display at the end. The whole show kind of wrapped up at about 11:30, 11:30, 11:45, something like that. But 27 songs over 3 hours. It was a fucking brilliant show. So glad I went, considering that I nearly didn't that morning. I nearly gave it a miss, but so fucking happy. Then went straight to the merch store again. I had bought like a hat and t-shirt and a few things, but I seen this fucking tour poster, and it was the logo, and it had all the European tour dates underneath it, but it was only like $5 for the poster. So I thought, if the merch store's open at the end, I'll get it. Because, I didn't want to be carrying a fucking poster around with me all day and it raining.
Right.
So, but I went and got that, and then we fucked off. Took us about half an hour to leave the grounds, and about an hour to walk back to the car. And then it took us about an hour to get the car out of the car park, and then a 3-hour drive home. So, needless to say, bollocks tired come the end of it. The whole Slane Castle experience, being the venue, getting to it, the price of the food, like the burgers. If you wanted a burger, it was $13. Fucking ridiculous. A beer was $6. And by the time you go up and get your beers and carry them down, they were all spilled. Too much walking for my liking. I'll put it to you this way: Guns N' Roses is the only band I'll ever go to Slane and see. Now that I've done it, I wouldn't be in a hurry back to the venue, but the show, everything, can't fault it. Except for the shitty support bands, except for that one band, Royal Blood.
Royal Blood, yeah.
Yeah, but look, killer fucking show. Loved it.
So I was going to answer. You said bucks, so I guess you have dollars in Ireland too.
No, we've euro.
Pounds or
we've euro.
Euros.
Yeah, we used to have pounds, and then along with a lot of the other European countries, we went into that monetary union, and it's euro. I just say bucks because like a lot of our listeners are in America, North America,
right.
Canada. So it's just sometimes if I say euro, people will say to me, "What the fuck's euro?" So I just say bucks instead of pounds or dollars or.
It amounts to the same thing.
Yeah. Bucks covers, to me, bucks can be, £13 or it could be $13.
And a euro can be spent anywhere in Europe, right?
Yeah. Except for England, the UK. Well, you can still spend it there, but the exchange rate's different.
Well, yeah, but now they were euros too, but they left, right?
No, they were never in the monetary union. They always kept their pounds, where we got rid of our pounds. When was that? 2002, I think the money changed over. So yeah, about 15 years.
Right on. Cool.
Yeah. So but like even the difference between the dollar and the euro today is basically nothing. The dollar has strengthened, So basically, like €1 is nearly the same as $1 today. You know, the euro used to be stronger, but they're neck and neck. Yeah.
I'll tell you what, though, man.
Yep.
Any of those big venues like that, it's the same way here in the States, man. They will fucking gouge you, brother. If I go to any show at Riverport, which I think is called, I forget what they call it. They changed the name now because of all these corporate sponsor fucks and buyouts and shit. But it'll always be Riverport to me, which is the venue that Axl flipped shit on. Riverport was brand fucking new when he pulled that shit, man.
And they fucking destroyed it.
Oh, yeah, dude. It was crazy.
Yeah.
They just went nuts, man.
I have the video of that, actually.
Yeah, you know. Yep.
So, that was Slane. So, tell us about your weekend. What did you do? Who did you go see?
Now, you didn't go... before we do that, though, you didn't go by yourself, did you?
No.
You went with some buddies?
Yeah, I went with a couple of buddies from town here. There was a lot more going. There was a busload of us supposed to go, but there was a death in the locality, and a lot of people pulled out last minute. Then, so
that sucks. Man.
Yeah, so a few people didn't get to go, but it's like my wife. She didn't go because, well, she had the baby, but she had the baby 2 weeks early, so the baby was due. Actually, the baby due today. So she was never going. It was too close.
Right.
To the arrival, but she doesn't like them sort of shows anyway. She prefers to go see someone in a theater club.
So she likes shows as opposed to concerts.
Yeah, she doesn't.
That's a girl after my own heart.
Yeah, she doesn't like the big shows. Fucking hates them. Even an arena show, 10,000-12,000 people. Nah, she's not into it.
All right, cool, man. So basically, man. So how much did you say it was for a cheeseburger? $13.
Yeah.
For 13. One. Yeah, that sounds about right, man. I'm telling you, man. Riverport, they bend you over, and they don't even use any lube, dude. Yeah. It is horrible.
Yeah.
It is, and they want like $7 or $8 a beer here.
Yeah, that's fun. How big is the beers over there?
They're pretty good size. I mean, they are big, dude, but still, I'm like $8.
Yeah. For
that kind of money, that beer should suck and fuck me. I'm sorry, dude. That's crazy. I mean, like it just. Yeah, I don't know. Like the venue I went to see this show, fucking $3 for a beer, dude.
Yeah, big difference.
That's what I'm saying. Oh yeah, to me, man. I mean, don't get me wrong. I'll go to a big festival or a big event, but I prefer. In fact, there's one that's coming up because I ran into these dudes in line that are part of this website. It's a webzine called Death by Metal STL.com, St. Louis, and they're basically really entrenched in the St. Louis scene, but I mean the world scene too. They cover bands from all over the place, and there's a festival coming up, and Overkill's going to be there, and Crowbar's going to be there, and I mean a bunch of killer bands, and I'm like, oh man, I definitely want to go see that, man. I mean, if I can afford it. I don't know for sure if I'm going to be able to, but yeah, I definitely want to go, man. It looks like it's going to just be fucking just completely badass. I can't remember. I posted a thing for it in the TMS staff chat because I was telling Scott about this outfit, man, and I'm going to get a hold of them, and because eventually what I want to do is get them to come on the Metal Mike show. Once I get because I've got my soundboard and I got my cables, I got my mics. All I need now is my mic stands and a sound card. And I would have already gotten them, but things have just been kind of fucked up for me for a while now. And but eventually I want to get that rolling because I'd like to get one of the guys from STL, and they got a podcast themselves. They got but just a podcast. They don't, and then of course they even say it's our favorite radio station programs. They've got Bloody Mary's Blood Pact, and then The Point, KC95, which those are all local radio, just radio stations, FM. I think Bloody Mary could be like us, though. But, this thing's called Full Terror Assault, open air, and it's in Cave-in Rock, Illinois. And it's got Overkill, Venom, Crowbar,
Raven.
Iron Reagan, Goat Whore, Havoc. I mean, just a shitload of Ravens there.
Yeah.
I mean, it's just unreal that fucking... And a bunch of bands I've never heard of, and I'm wanting to go to that. And me and Sarah might be looking into going to that. I'm not sure yet. It all depends on whether I can swing it or not. But it's a 3-day festival from September 7th to September 9th. And I definitely want to check it out. But yeah, I definitely want to get get associated with these guys. Maybe at least have a link to each other's websites to where when they can plug us and we can plug them, and eventually I want to get one of them on the air with me and interview them and so they can tell everybody about themselves and what it is they do, but they got reviews and articles and videos, and so yeah, I'm definitely gonna plug them. In fact, I'll probably contact them when I get done doing this podcast with you today. But yeah, I'm really I met him in line. Actually, it was Sarah GS who introduced me to him. And what happened was my buddy, one of my oldest friends in the world, Brian Honecker, we call him Big B. He was the one that was waiting in line, and he told he's like, oh, my buddy's a DJ for a local metal station or a internet radio station. Yada. And so Brian and definitely Sarah was the ones that introduced me to him, So, I started talking to one of the guys named Phil, and they definitely seemed like they were interested. So I'm definitely going to get a hold of them and say, hey, man, let's do this, I mean, I can't have them on the air right away, but I would like to have them come on the air and eventually, but just like I said, just kind of plug them. I don't know. Maybe we could even have them on the podcast if you're down for that.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely.
And have them plug the podcast as well. We could do that as well. So, I definitely want to get them on the air, though, and so they can, tell the listeners about themselves and, get the word out about us and us get the word out about them.
Yeah, sounds good.
Anyway, my weekend was pretty cool, dude, man. I had to work Saturday, which was my last day at that place that I was working for my unsympathetic bitch of a boss. And Sunday, man, I went to Zakk Sabbath at the Food Bar in St. Louis, Missouri. And anybody who doesn't know what Zakk Sabbath is, it's Zakk Wylde. Basically, it's him in a three-piece. He's got Blasco from his band, Black Label Society. Also, Blasco's also played with Ozzy in the past. Yep. And I think drummer was originally from Caius, I believe. And they call themselves Zakk Sabbath. It's a three-piece band. Fucking amazing, man. Before we did that, we went to this place. We were going to go to this Scottish restaurant. It was supposed to be this authentic Scottish restaurant because my buddy Bildo, who was also a news editor, well, he's the sports editor for the Alton Advantage, which is a little town that lives real close to where I'm at. Keep in mind, I live in a small town, but our towns are literally a hop, skip, and a jump from St. Louis. So I live in the greater Metro East area is what they call it. And so he works for the Alton Advantage. He used to work for the Edwardsville Intelligencer, another small town, again, that's part of the Metro East area, and he was the sports editor there and the food critic. He quit being the sports editor there, but he's still a food critic for them. Yeah. So he really had his heart going to this Scottish restaurant, right? And I can't remember the name of it, but fucking come to find out, though, on the weekends, they closed their kitchen down for a few hours to go from their brunch menu to their fucking dinner menu. And they weren't going to open them up till 5. Well, we didn't have time to fucking wait around for all that because we knew we had to get in line, So we were like, fuck, man. And also, we were fucking hungry, so we didn't go there, but we ended up going to another place that was right next door, man. And they were really good food, man. Real good food. We had what they call a farmhouse burger, which was double patties with cheese and then an egg on top of it. I'd never had anything like that. Oh, it was so fucking good, DJ Mack.
Oh, that sounds awesome.
It was fucking orgasmic, man. It was that fucking good. It was like the perfect thing to have. And then I drank this raspberry beer that was like a sour beer. And then my friend Bildo, because it was me, Sarah GS, and, you know, of course, anybody who listens to the station knows who Sarah is. My friend Bildo, who's been on my show a few times. And then, of course, his cousin Brandon. And we went to this place, and the beer was great too. You know what I mean? It wasn't just. I'm looking for the name of the goddamn place, man. I guess I should have been more prepared, huh, DJ Mack?
No.
Oh, here we go. It's called the Retreat Gastropub.
Oh.
And yeah, they had these fries too that were really, really cool. That I forget what they called them, man, but goddamn, they were good. And so it was basically an impromptu visit because we weren't really expecting to go there. And he did. The farmhouse burger had bacon and a fried egg. And it was just so fucking good, dude.
It was good.
It was so goddamn good. And like I said, the beer was great. And it was just kind of cool to be able to go out and enjoy the company of my friends because, you know, after everything I've been through, it's, you know, it was really cool. So then we finally get to the venue, and I'd been to the food bar before. Like I said, what's cool about the food bar, man, is it really is, like, even their emblem has, it's got like a flag, which is for basically St. Louis, but they have it broken down in sections, just like Black Flag's, emblem, if you know what I'm talking about, with the different bars, and they're basically, so basically we sat there and we waited, and it's like a old school, like they book a lot of hardcore punk acts, metal, a little bit of everything really, but a lot of metal, and a lot of fucking just killer bands. I've been there 3 or 4 times. I saw Crowbar there with Goathorn, and that was with Sarah GS, and that was an amazing show. I saw Machine Head there, and that was really cool because there was no opening act, man. It was like a fucking almost 3-hour an evening with Machine Head. Bad the fuck ass if you're a Machine Head fan, and I am. Like I said, there's only like 2 records of theirs I don't really care for, but almost all the shit they played from was from the really good albums, you know.
Yeah.
And that was an amazing show. And then, of course, there was this show. Now, the opening band was a band called Beastmaker from California. And these guys are fucking badass, dude. If you're into, like, doom metal, 3-piece, singer, guitarist, bass player, drummer, fucking badass, and loud as fuck, dude. Like, I've just now started to get my hearing back.
Nice.
My ears were ringing, dude. And again, that's the difference between a concert and a show, you know. And it was just, they were fucking really, really good. Like, I was really impressed. I know Sarah GS was. Everybody was. I mean, like I said, I went and bought both their CDs after the show, so that speaks volumes. I plan on playing them and plugging them on the show. I really, really dig them. Yeah, very, very, very cool shit, man.
Yeah, nice.
I dug them a lot. And then, of course, finally Zakk comes out. Zakk Sabbath, man. And, wow. That's all I got to say. What an amazing show. I mean, you wouldn't think, you know, somebody doing Sabbath covers, you'd be like, oh, okay, that's kind of cool. But what I love about Zakk is he definitely makes them his own. He doesn't just... I know some people feel, well, you shouldn't alter Tony Iommi and what and I get that in a way, I do, but at the same time, I'm kind of like a big believer if you're going to do a cover, I don't give a fuck who it is, you need to make that shit your own. I don't want to hear something that sounds exactly like the original. If I want to do that, I'll go see that band live. And of course, now that Sabbath have pretty much called it quits, and they didn't even really have Bill Ward on this last tour anyway, the chances of anybody ever really seeing Sabbath again are slim to none. I really do believe they might do some shows here and there, but I don't think they're going to do full tours. And I think most of that's because of Tony Iommi and his recent illnesses, you know? Yeah, I mean, from what I understand, it's in remission, but still, you know, touring, it's not the performing that wears those guys out. It's the constant traveling
Yeah.
I mean, from what I understand, Ozzy's still touring, but from what I understand, he's only doing like he'll do a stop at a show and then he'll take like 2 or 3 days off. Cause fuck, man, he's getting old. You know,
he's only announced 4 shows in the US this summer. So you know, maybe the rest just haven't been announced or they're still being worked out. But there's still a good chance he's only going to do those 4 shows.
Right.
So,
I mean,
you know, so he doesn't fucking stress himself out.
Well, yeah, I mean, he's not a young guy anymore, you know, he needs to take care of himself, and, you know, I do know one of the shows he's doing is the Moonstock, where he's going to perform in front of a lunar eclipse. I wouldn't mind going to that, but I saw the lineup of...
badass. That'd be awesome.
That would be badass, but, man, I saw the lineup of the festival, dude, and, I mean, I'm sorry, but most of these bands are bands that I'm like, fuck, I'm not paying that kind of money, you know, like, I mean, oh, dude, like, Papa Roach and stupid shit. Like, I'm sorry, I'm just not really into bands like that, man. I don't know who booked this, but they need slapped in the face, man, because it's just
kicked in the cock.
Right. I like that. Kicked in the cock.
Kicked in the cock.
You know?
Yeah. Or as DJ Big Bushy says, punched in the dick.
And punched in the dick. Gotta love Big Bushy.
Yeah.
He's not bushy anymore, though.
No, he's big, smooth face, baldy.
yeah. You know? But I love the guy anyway. It don't fucking matter, you know. And I don't think Bushy gives a fuck. He's like, fuck it, I'm going to keep the name. I'll keep the name of the show, which really still doesn't. I love you, Bush, but it doesn't make any sense.
Yeah.
The Big Bush hour, but you're on for like, what, 4 or 5 hours? Get that. Hey, man, that's what makes Bushy Bushy, though.
Exactly. His whole show now is a lie, because it used to be just the fact that he played for more than an hour, but now he's not Big Bushy, you know.
Right?
So
yeah, he's not
the whole
Big
thing's
Bushy
a lie
anymore.
Yeah. Well,
I mean, you know,
he'll be Big Bushy and in his heart. So that's all that
right,
matters.
and that's all that fucking matters, man. Bushy's metal.
Yeah,
he's fucking metal. Even though some of his taste in metal I don't get, but you know what? He don't make any apologies for it. He likes what he likes.
Yep.
He doesn't like what he doesn't like. And to me, that's fucking metal. When you stand up for what you fucking believe in,
yeah,
that's fucking metal, man. He don't fucking. He loves Poison, and goddamn, he's proud of it.
Yep.
You know, I mean,
while we're on the subject of Nate, actually, we'll just give him a little plug here, because his podcast is called The Plug, so you can find it on Podbean.
We're giving a plug for the plug.
Plug for the plug. You can find it on Podbean. Just search up The Plug, and it's Nate, aka DJ Big Bushy, featuring Sin and The Mountain Man. So make sure you check that out.
You know who Sin is, don't you?
Oh yeah, our very own.
It's our very own DJ Sato. I even kind of called him. I'm like, dude, why aren't you calling yourself DJ Sato? So people know who the fuck you are. And he's like, well, you know, I've got a gamer thing too, and I'm like, all right, dude, whatever, man. But you know, because you know me, I'm all about whoring ourselves out and cross promotion. You know, it's like, you know, I mean, yeah, that's granted that you know your gamer buddies know you Sin, but you know, fuck that. You're DJ Sato now. I hope you're listening to this, Sato.
Yeah.
Anyway, yeah, he's got a great. It's a very funny podcast. I've listened to a few episodes, and also his show on thatmetalstation.com on Sundays. I do believe from 9 p.m. to midnight, maybe, or maybe later than that. Sunday nights, following my nephew, the Crusader of Metal, DJ Kane, which of course it's 6 to 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So make sure you check both those fucking shows out. In fact, make sure you check out our goddamn station and our website. We fucking rule, man.
Yep.
But the one thing I was going to say about Bushy, or any metalhead for that matter, is we might differ in opinion on certain bands or artists or albums, but most of the time, it's been my experience that you're going to agree more often than you don't.
Definitely. Yep.
You know, I don't. You know, I've never met a metalhead that I just totally. We were like, well, fuck. You know, we totally disagree on everything. Very rarely has that ever happened. And I guess my point I'm trying to make with Bush is Bush, he likes a lot, you know, I mean, I like a lot of the same stuff he does too. You know, it's just that he's really into the glam metal, and I mean the second, third generation, and I'm not. But that's okay, because we can also fucking jam out the Testament or the Sabbath, the Kiss, or however many other bands, you know, that we do agree on. So, yeah, I love Bushy, man. He's a great guy.
Yeah, he's cool. Cool as fuck.
Cool as fuck, man. And a big supporter of of metal and in general. And, yeah. Anyway, kind of getting off the beaten track. Where the fuck am I?
Zakk Sabbath.
Zakk Sabbath, yeah. So, you know, Zakk, of course, comes out, and he's got the familiar rain and the storms, clouds, and stuff. And there's one thing I do want to say, especially after seeing this, even though I did see some of Zakk's performances on YouTube doing this, I can't think of anybody better to carry on the legacy of Black Sabbath than this man.
I'd agree.
I mean, you know, because let's be honest, Sabbath aren't getting any younger. They're not going to be around forever. I'm going to cry like a little bitch when any one of them dies, especially Ozzy. It's something I don't even really want to think about, you know. And but at the same time, it's like I'm hoping Zakk continues to do this. From what I understand, he totally has the blessings, which I figured he had to have, of all the original dudes from Sabbath. He even called Bill Ward and asked him, and he was like, I wasn't going to do it unless I had their blessings, which of course he did. But yeah, I can't think of anybody better, and it does lead. I can understand why some people are like, well, he should fill in for Dime if they were to ever do a Pantera reunion. And I know a lot of people petitioned Vinnie Paul to get that rolling. My only belief, though, is that I think if they were to ever do it, and that's a big if, because I don't know if Vinnie will ever give Phil the time of day. And personally, I would like to see that happen just on a personal level. Leaving the Pantera, any possibility of reunion, any type of reunion aside, because it could never really be a true reunion because Dime's not there. Yeah. I would just like to see Vinnie and Phil make peace just for, you know, their own sake. But, you know, all that aside, I think if they were to do it, I wouldn't want them to call it Pantera, though. I'm with you. I would rather they called it Cowboys from Hell, or something like that. You know, that way you know who it is, but you know it's not totally Pantera. Because I think Zakk is an incredible guitar player. I definitely think he could do justice to Dimebag's guitar work and stuff. I mean, he's just fucking amazing. To me, he's like if Tony Iommi and fucking Randy Rhoads was to put their genes in, Zakk Wylde would come out. Because at least musically, because that's what he reminds me of. It's like he has the bone-crushing, heavy fucking riffs of Sabbath combined with the neoclassical fucking dexterity of Randy Rhoads. It's just fucking amazing to behold and listen to. And it was an incredible show. Like I said, Beastmaker were fucking killer too. And then Zakk comes out, and they opened with Supernaut.
Nice.
Oh, and did an amazing job, man. I mean, and the thing is when Zakk does the solos, again, with each solo, I can't even sit there and say, oh, he did a killer solo. No, every fucking song had a killer solo. He just wailed on that guitar. All you gotta do is watch the video footage that my friend Bildo or my buddy Big B or even Sarah GS, and I'm gonna grab all those and put them on the website here for the Mind Over Metal podcast, as well as the Metal Mike show, and I might even put them on that Metal Station Facebook page. That's how fucking badass it was. It was fucking incredible, man. But he fucking just was, I mean, dude, he just makes that guitar his bitch. That's the only way I can describe it. It was just fucking amazing. And Supernaut is just a killer fucking song. God, amazing. You know, fucking, yeah, it's just fucking great. Phenomenal song. And I couldn't help but think of DJ Wadzilla, a.k.a. Ian Wadley, of the Rock and Metal Combat podcast, because that's his all-time favorite Sabbath song, Supernaut.
Oh, is it?
So, yeah, he loves Super. Yeah, he sure does, man. And then they went into another cut from Volume 4, fucking Snowblind.
Oh, nice.
Oh, dude, yeah. I mean, again, what can I say more than has already been said? I mean, again, an amazing job. Vocally, he does a great job. And, of course, his guitar work is just phenomenal, man. I mean, this review is going to be very repetitive, folks. I'm sorry. There's just so many words I can use. Incendiary, I guess, would be another. I mean, it's just a fucking amazing. And then he goes into a National Acrobat from Sabbath, Bloody Sabbath. Fucking phenomenal, man. Just killer, dude. Just fucking killer. You know, it was just cool. And just like with the Black Label Society chapters, you know, he's got a St. Louis chapter, Philadelphia chapter. With this, it's the same thing with Zakk Sabbath. Zakk Sabbath, you know, St. Louis chapter.
Oh, cool.
Let me see your fucking hands. And everybody was going fucking nuts. Yeah, I did an incredible job. And I love that he was doing deeper cuts, like a National Acrobat, man. You know, just a really cool fucking song. And then he threw in Children of the Grave.
That's my favorite Sabbath song.
Oh, it's a great fucking Sabbath song, dude. You know, I mean, and that's what I mean. His backup band too, Blasco, did an amazing job. The drummer, I need to look up his name. Fucking amazing. He had the Bill Ward tribal that drumming that Bill Ward does, which I've always thought Bill is a very underrated fucking drummer.
Hell yeah.
Don't get the credit he deserves. You know, everybody goes John Bonham. Hey, look, John Bonham was fucking amazing. I'm not saying John Bonham wasn't a great drummer, but god damn it, Bill Ward's right up there with him as far as I'm fucking concerned, man. And, you know, when they talk about the great drummers of 70s bands, you never hear anybody drop Bill Ward's name.
He's never mentioned. Never. And that's fucking criminally fucking that's just not right, man. Yeah. It's not fucking right. There ought to be a goddamn law. Okay, I'm sorry. That's bullshit, man. Bill Ward is fucking amazing. And this guy, he did a great fucking job. I mean, I was like totally impressed with all of them really, dude. I can't sit there and go, oh, fuck, man. You know, Joey C. Yeah, that's his name. Joey C. was the drummer. Cool. And apparently it sounds like they're going to do September shows with Clutch's drummer filling in. Oh, yeah. What do you call that guy? Fuck. Can't remember his name. Clutch are coming near me now fairly soon.
Yeah, because what he's had right now is he's got Rob Blasco Nicholson from Ozzy Osbourne, also Rob Zombie, and drummer Joey Castillo, ex-Danzig, ex-Queens of the Stone Age. They've just announced additional shows in September. They'll be in Baltimore, Maryland on September 7th, Sayreville, New Jersey on September 8th, and Mashantucket, Connecticut on September 9th as part of the Revolution Rock Festival. Castillo has other obligations during that time frame, so Clutch's Jean-Paul Gaster will be the fill-in drummer for those gigs.
I just see
cool.
Clutch are coming near me on the 14th of June, Wednesday the 14th.
Oh, cool. You gonna go, dude?
Yeah, I think I am. My cousin's going. She told me at the weekend. She was actually at GN'R with me. I met her later that evening at Slane Castle. She's going to see Clutch. So, yeah.
Sweet.
That'd be cool. That'd be a cool show.
Yeah, Clutch are amazing. You ever seen them before?
Never before, no.
Oh, dude,
I'm not that much of a fan. Well, I like them, but
you will be.
I don't know that much.
You will be when you see them live.
Yeah.
You will be when you see them live. I'm telling you, they are an amazing band live. Now, I've always been a Clutch fan. I remember their first record, Transnational Speedway. I loved it, and then I saw them live. Yeah. I saw them live. Opened up for it was Clutch, Fear Factory, and fucking Sepultura. Oh, nice. And I'm talking the original, real deal Sepultura. Yeah. An amazing show. And Clutch fucking killed it. And they even did Binge and Purge from Transnational Speedway, which they don't do that song live anymore for whatever reason. I don't know. It's fucking awesome. That's the one where when they get into the chorus, he's like, come on, motherfucker, let's throw down. Great fucking tune. Great tune. Great. Where are we here with the song list? So, because I kind of went
Supernaut was the last one you said.
Yeah. Well, Supernaut was the first one. It went Supernaut, Snowblind, National Acrobat. Then we went to your song, Children of the Grave. Because that's what kind of got started, was the whole rant about Bill Ward.
Yeah.
Because he's just criminally underrated, man. Criminally underrated. Oh, and I know what got us into Clutch. What got us into Clutch is because
the drummer.
Joey C. from ex-Queens of the Stone Age. I'm surprised they didn't say ex-Caius, because I know Caius used to be... Queens of the Stone Age was Caius. But when they decided to go to a different musical direction, they changed the name of the band. Pretty smart, really.
Yeah.
Because they weren't Caius anymore. It was just a different thing completely. Anyway, after that, man, Lord of this World. Oh. Fucking amazing, dude. It was really cool because they kind of took a break, so they played Orchid by Tony Iommi over the speakers. Yeah. You know, that beautiful instrumental that he does. And then they go right into Lord of this World. Oh my god, dude. Killer fucking. Just amazing. Just fucking amazing. I mean, really, you're going to... Again, I'm repeating myself, but...
There's no other words to describe it.
It's Black Sabbath, the greatest fucking metal band of all time, in my opinion. I mean, they're my favorite. And you got Zakk Wylde, one of the greatest guitar players, covering them. Mm-hmm. Well, do I need to say any more, really? Yeah. You know? It's just fucking ridiculous. It's just fucking amazing. Again, his guitar work was just... I mean, dude, he makes your jaw drop. And especially when you're close up watching him do his thing. It's just like you're watching him and you're like, holy fuck, man. Like, he makes it look like it's nothing. When you know he's worked his ass off his entire life to get that good. Excuse me. Just fucking great track. Then he goes into Fairies Wear Boots.
Oh, nice.
Oh, right, dude. And great song. I've always loved the original, too. A lot of people don't realize Ozzy's the one that actually wrote that song. Mm-hmm, Ozzy talks about it in his book, because he's like, I don't fucking remember it, but apparently I wrote it, you know, and I'm like, I love you, Ozzy. Because that's one thing I want to get off point here. I get so tired of people wanting to diminish Ozzy's contributions to Sabbath, and even to his own fucking career. You know, these idiots that want to believe Bob Daisley just fucking did everything. Now, before I even go there, I want to say something. I think Bob Daisley's a great bass player and a hell of a lyricist. He's a very talented guy, and I would never take that away from him, and I never will. And I'm not saying that he didn't contribute to those early Ozzy songs. He did. There's a reason why Ozzy kept having him come back and help him with his albums, because there's definitely a chemistry between Bob and Ozzy, much like there was with Randy and Ozzy, in my opinion, okay? All right, but this shit of, well, I just wrote everything and blah, blah, blah. Well, if that's the case, where's all your hit records since you've left Ozzy, dude? What the fuck have you done?
Yeah,
you haven't done a goddamn thing. That's number one. Number two, if Ozzy and Sharon fucked you over as bad as you claim they did, why'd you keep coming back all the way to No More Tears? Mm-hmm. That just defies logic to me, dude. Like, somebody gives you a heaping plate of shit. Okay? They just give you a huge plate of shit, DJ Mack. Yeah. And you fucking eat it, and then you're like, God damn, you're an incredible cook. That was delicious. Can I have another helping, please? Doesn't make any sense to me. It just doesn't add up. I'm sorry. It doesn't add up. And not only that, but you're kind of belittling Randy's contributions too, because I'm pretty goddamn sure they wrote those songs together as a band. And I got news for Mr. Daisley. Blizzard of Oz was an idea that Ozzy had. I mean, Bill Ward talked about it. He already had the name for his first two albums before he ever left Sabbath, man. Yeah. Because people don't know this, but at the time, Ozzy wanted to go solo. He just didn't want to leave Black Sabbath to do it.
Yeah.
And Sabbath was like, no, any ideas you come up with, they stay in the band. Mm-hmm. So Ozzy felt stuck and trapped. But, you know, I got news for people. Ozzy's wrote a lot more lyrics and a lot more things than people want to give him credit for. Mm-hmm. And everybody talks about how the fact that Zakk Wylde talks about it. A lot of people write around his melody lines.
Yeah.
Like, I've seen film footage where he'll tell them, you know, he'll like sing to him kind of, and he'll go, well, not like this, do it like this. And then the guitar player's playing along. So there's that. And I know that Bob did help with a lot of the lyrics, I'm sure, but Ozzy's been known to write lyrics himself. Fairies Wear Boots. Mm-hmm. Apparently he wrote that one entirely by himself. Fucking The Writ. One of the greatest Sabbath songs of all fucking time. You know, I don't want to turn this into fuck it, I will turn it into a bash Bob Daisley thing. Fuck that guy. I mean, seriously, I'm just like, you know, I'm not saying, you know, he didn't contribute. And last time I checked, his name is on the songwriting credits. And I know for a fact, because they fucking posted out there, and guess what? If they were lying, he would have been able to refute it, and he couldn't. They said that he's gotten millions and millions of dollars in royalties. Ozzy said it in his book. He's like, he still gets royalties to this day. Him and Lee both. What more do they want, man? It's like, it's, because Ozzy said, I don't fucking rip people off. I don't fucking do that shit. Fuck those guys, And he even said that, honestly, it hurt his feelings more than anything, because he's like, I thought Bob was my friend, and my collaborator. And then next thing I know, they're going behind my back and had been trying to do it for years. Soon, it's like every time you turn around, and of course he loses once again. It's like, dude, you're fucking delusional. I got news for you. Nobody paid to see the fucking Bob Daisley band. And I'm not saying that Bob didn't contribute. I'm sure he did, The guy's a talented dude. And he's played with a lot of other bands, including Uriah Heep. Well, I know Lee Kurt's like, that was his band, Uriah Heep.
Mm-hmm.
At the same time, I'm like, dude, you didn't do everything. And for you to say you did, it's just like, dude, you're fucking delusional, man. Like, even if Ozzy didn't write the lyrics, which maybe he did, I think he probably wrote some of them, quite honestly. I really do.
Yeah, he didn't write them all.
No, he didn't, and he'll tell you that. He's open about that. He even says, he said that about Black Sabbath. I wrote some of the lyrics, he goes, but the really awesome lyrics are Geezer Butler's. But, Geezer even said that, it's basically, like, because a lot of times Geezer wants to give Ozzy more credit, and Ozzy wants to give Geezer more credit. But Bill Ward said, quite honestly, they collaborated. They came up, they wrote a lot of the lyrics together. Sometimes Ozzy come up with shit off the top of his head. And you can hear early recordings of it, where it's just these weird lyrics that make no sense. Hell, the lyrics to, I don't know if you ever heard the Basement tape of War Pigs, but the lyrics are totally different. Totally different.
I never
almost,
heard that.
in some ways, dare I say, more evil. Like one part he says, cast the priest into the fire, and all kinds of evil shit. I'm going, God, Ozzy, and which, I'm not gonna lie, I prefer Geezer's lyrics better, but yeah, Ozzy's lyrics were just completely dark and evil as fuck. Like I said, he literally says, cast the priest into the fire.
Yeah, I don't think I've ever heard that.
What the fuck, man? Like, cast a priest into a fire. Goddamn, dude.
Yeah,
but,
especially back then.
Yeah. I think Geezer's like, we're going to change that, Oz. But the point that I'm trying to make is melody is very important to a song. And from what I understand,
performs a structure.
Nobody's better at making melodies than Ozzy. Even Bob fucking Daisley gives Ozzy credit for that much, at least. So it's just kind of like, dude, I'm not saying that, and I know it's supposed to be a band. Ozzy even envisioned it as a band at first. But like he said, it was my fucking band. If it was a band situation all along, then how come I auditioned them?
Yeah.
How come I paid for everything? And where the fuck are their hit records since they've left me? Nowhere. Where Ozzy's still doing it. Whether you like what he's doing now or not, that's irrelevant. Fact of the matter is, he's still making new music. I haven't heard anything new from those dudes in fucking forever, man. It just bothers me. It's like, Bob, can't you be satisfied with being part of two of the most amazing albums probably ever recorded? Or at least they're on the list of two of the most amazing. You know what I mean? Like, Blizzard of Oz and Diary of Madman are just fucking masterpieces, really.
Oh, yeah.
And like I said, anytime Mr. Daisley feels like he's output, I'll be more than happy to cash his goddamn royalty checks. In other words, shut the fuck up, Bob. God damn. And all you Daisley fanboys, you know what? You don't like what I'm saying? Fucking deal with it. Deal with it. Because the way I look at it, I'm sorry, but I'm tired of the Ozzy. Like, ever since he did that reality TV show, man, it's been this popular thing is to bash on Ozzy.
I like that show.
I did too, man. For what it was. Did it get old after a while? Sure. Do I think it made people think Ozzy was this blithering idiot? You bet. And I know better. I've talked to people. Well, I've met the man twice myself. And not only that, I've talked to people who know him. And he's nothing but. Like, he's been doing that History Channel series with his son Jack, where they've been traveling around America and the world. And I remember, I don't know how many people like, man, Ozzy knows a lot about history, like he was talking about, especially World War II. Like, Ozzy's very familiar. I'm like, he's not stupid, guys.
Yeah.
Yeah,
well, he's far from it.
He's burned out, and and he's got the Parkinson's syndrome. That's why he shuffles. It's why he fucking stutters and stuff. It's something that kids made fun of. People made fun of him when he was a kid. You know, but oh, he's fucking so burned out. Even if he's burnt, name one rock star that ain't burned out.
Yeah.
I mean, look at Keith Richards, for fuck's sake.
Yeah.
Look at Joe Walsh from the Eagles. Look at Ace. I love Ace, but Ace is burnt.
Yeah.
So people just need to fucking get over it. Ozzy fucking rules.
Yeah, he's
fuck
a
off
fucking
anybody
man.
who says otherwise. I mean, you're entitled to your opinion, but fuck off, man. I mean, it's like really, to me, like putting down Ozzy's like putting down. There's just certain people you don't rip on.
Yeah.
And Ozzy's just one of them, man. Any member of Sabbath, especially the original lineup, you just don't do it.
Mm-hmm.
If you're a metalhead, you just don't do it. In my opinion, if you're truly a metal fan. I mean, it's like, but I mean, hey, we all got those people I hate. Like, I know a lot of people absolutely love Glen Danzig, and I think he's a fucktard. I hate.
Oh, me
Glen.
too. I fucking hate that guy.
And I don't like his music either. I think he sucks. I think he sucked shit through a fucking straw.
Yeah.
Fucking, I'm just fucking not into that at all. I mean, I respect the Misfits, and I kind of like some of the songs there, but I think he's an arrogant fuckstick. I always have. I always will. And in fact, I think he's responsible for ISIS.
Yeah.
I think we should be like Danzig the way Ian Wadley is about Sammy Hagar. Fuck Glen Danzig.
Yeah, oh, fuck him. I can't stand the prick.
I can't either, dude. Well, there you go. We'll never do a Danzig review.
You're fucking right. Unless it's something like the Poison review that the Rock and Metal Combat podcast did. That shit was funny.
That was hilarious. But I can't. And I know my opinion's kind of in the minority. I'm sure there's listeners right now that are going to shit their pants when they hear us saying this, Mac. But I just don't like the guy. Yeah. I think he's fucking... He's an Elvis fucking James Morrison wannabe doing Elvis fucking poser bitch that I guess thinks I'm supposed to be impressed when he rips his fishnet shirt off on stage like he's a badass or something. Motherfucker, if that was chainmail, then I'd be impressed.
Yeah.
But fucking fishnet, you're a bitch, dude.
Yeah.
And another thing. Another thing. I love the fact that he got knocked the fuck out. It just shows you what a bitch he is. I mean, he's just a fucking douchebag. Like, I remember a few years ago, he was at a festival and he got pissed off because Slayer got top billing, trying to say he was bigger than Slayer.
Yeah.
Shut the fuck up, Danzig. You are not on your best day are you as big as Slayer.
Yep.
Fuck off, man.
Yeah, oh, he's a prick.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, just a fucking douchebag. Anyway, we're going to go back into the playlist of a real artist that I do like. Covering a real artist that Glen Danzig wishes he was just the pimple in the ass of. Fucking bitch. Anyway, we just got done with Fairies Wear Boots because that's when I went off on the Ozzy rant. We go into Wicked World. Of course, that's from the first album. Once again, just really great job, man. For a three-piece, man. Fucking badass. And see, that's another thing I did want to mention earlier. The band I talked about earlier, Beastmaker, they're a three-piece too, man. And they, when a three-piece sounds as loud and as badass as these two bands did, fuck yeah. Which, again, I'm not surprised. Zakk Wylde, fuck, amazing. I've seen him several times with Ozzy. I've seen him several times with Black Label Society. And I got to say, in some ways, I think I enjoyed this the most because just... Oh my god, dude. His solos were just out of this world. Just fucking crazy. And nice. Wicked World was no exception. And then he did a little bit, he goes from Wicked World right into Outshined by Soundgarden, but he only did a riff or two. He didn't do a whole song, but it was still cool.
No, that's cool.
And then he goes into Into the Void.
Nice.
Oh my god. Into the Void. You gotta understand something about me, DJ Mack. Master Reality is my all-time favorite Sabbath album. Just absolute album.
Yeah, mine too.
Into the Void's probably my all-time favorite Sabbath track.
Cool.
If with a gun to my head, if I was to have to pick, it would probably be this one, which would be hard. Asking me to pick my favorite Sabbath tunes, like, hey, pick your best friends.
Yeah. Or
the best girlfriends you ever had in your life. God damn, dude, I don't want to do that, Yeah, just Into the Void, an amazing song, and once again, Zakk does a fucking phenomenal, spectacular, amazing, incredible job on it, you know, like everything he does. And I just absolutely loved it. And like I said, that's my all-time favorite Sabbath album. See, another thing we have in common, DJ Mack. And I just think Into the Void from beginning to end is a masterpiece. But moreover, the album Master Reality is just a masterpiece. And I also have on my list of the most epic closing tracks. Like, I think Into the Void should be on that list of top 5 or top 10 epic closing tracks.
Oh, yeah. Hell yeah.
Because it's just, you know, it's just a perfect closer. Much like Diary of Madman by Ozzy. You know, or Steal Away the Night, again by Ozzy. Just, you know, which Steal Away the Night, to me, is just part 2 of Revelation Mother Earth. I can't imagine one without the other, you know, but just epic tracks. Yeah, there's a few others I've got. Damage Incorporated by Metallica, I think, is just an amazing closing track. So, yeah. Then after that, we've got Hand of Doom. Oh, my fucking God, that bass line. What a great song. One of my favorite tracks off Paranoid. Fucking absolutely love Hand of Doom. And Zakk, of course, does an amazing job on it. I mean, I know, again, I know I'm just really, really, really repetitive about this, but I can't help it, dude. You know, because he's the guy singing the songs. Vocally, he was great, too. His mics were a little low, or at least it seemed to be that way when I was there live. But when I saw the video later, he sounded just fine. So maybe it was just because I was so goddamn close and it was just so fucking loud. But I remember turning around to my buddy Bildo's cousin Brandon, and I kind of gave a thumbs up, like they need to fucking boost the vocals up a little bit. Eventually they did, and he sounded great vocally as well. And then he just does, you know. But Zakk's kind of got an interesting voice because he kind of has a wail like Ozzy does, you know. So I think he fits those Sabbath songs really good. And another reason why I'm excited that he's back with Ozzy is because he's singing a lot of backup vocals when he was with Ozzy. And now that Ozzy's getting old and he can't quite hit some of them notes, you got Zakk back there backing him up, and I think that's a cool
yeah, he'll
thing.
fill that out.
You goddamn right he will, man, and he'll be glad to do it because he loves Ozzy. So then we had Behind the Wall of Sleep.
Nice.
Yeah, another deep cut from the first album. Fucking amazing, and does a great job of the guitar work. And of course, it goes right into NIB with Blasco doing the bass solo, basically, you know, and then goes right into NIB. So just like the album, fucking awesome. Good. Oh yeah, it was fucking amazing. And then he does Sabracadabra from Sabbath, Bloody Sabbath. Fucking incredible, dude. That's a great song. Does a great job with it. And then he ends it though with, you know, because you know how Sabracadabra goes off and it gets really weird with the keyboards and the, you know, and all that stuff. He goes differently with the route. He actually does the acoustical part of Symptom of the Universe. I was kind of hoping he'd do the whole Symptom of the Universe song because that fucking song rules. That song. Oh my God, dude! In my opinion, tell me if you agree with this, but I think Symptom of the Universe is the first proto thrash metal song.
Yeah. Actually,
can you hear it?
I can hear it.
Think about it, the riff and how fast it is, and the way Bill does the drums, just going fucking nuts. It's like 90 miles an hour for fucking 1975. You tell me one song that was faster or heavy, okay? And it's like, it's kind of like Helter Skelter with the Beatles. To me, Helter Skelter was the first proto heavy metal song. Not saying the Beatles were a heavy metal band, but that was the first proto heavy metal song. And I think that Symptom of the Universe is the first proto thrash metal song. I mean, you know, dude, that, you know, you're talking about what, 75? That's like what, 6-7 years before thrash was ever invented. But I'm just telling you, man. You listen. I mean, think about it. Look how many thrash metal bands have redone Symptom of the Universe. There's a fucking reason for it. Because it's very easily translatable to thrash metal. You know, another song I feel that way about is Parasite by Kiss. Ace Frehley's Parasite. That fucking riff. That's a thrash song. Oh, have you noticed a lot of the Kiss songs that Ace wrote were heavy as fuck? Strange Ways.
Strange Ways,
heavy as a motherfucker, dude. Just go down the list. Ace rules, but that's just mine. Okay, so anyway, Sabracadabra, then he goes into the acoustical part of, Symptom of the Universe. Fucking phenomenal. And then he ends the show with War Pigs. It just didn't get any more epic for that. It was fucking orgasmic, okay?
Yeah,
it was almost
killer.
orgasmic. I almost fucking nutted right there. It was that fucking great. I'm so glad I went. My buddy Brian, he got the ticket because I didn't have the money at the time, man, and I figured, well, fuck, I'm not going to get to go. It's going to set, and it was packed. The place was packed, man, because fuck, it's Zakk Wylde, dude. And it's a small club.
How many would it hold?
Maybe 100. Maybe 100, dude. It's a tiny place. It's not very big. It's small. Maybe, I'd like to know what the actual capacity of the food bar is. And they're another place that I'm going to try to get in contact with because I'm going to see if they would allow me to do a live show from there. Kind of like the way Walt does some of his shows.
Yeah, that'd be cool.
At his venue. Because, the food bar, man, it's just such a cool little club, man. I love it there. I've seen 3 shows there. I can't say enough about them. The staff's always been cool and great. And, I'm definitely going to try my best to plug them more. Might even use the site to do so.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah, so anyway, I'm going to get a contact with. I think I can find them on Facebook. I'm going to contact them too and be like, "Hey, man, I love your venue. You've been to several of your shows and yada 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 yada. We'd like to plug your place on the, because I'm sure Scott can set up a link.
Oh yeah,
to their website.
Easy done.
Especially, and it's also with Death by Metal STL. I want to put them out there too, man. So
look, we can do links on the podcast webpage as well, mindovermetalpodcast.com. Anything at all you want to put up, we can do it.
Awesome. Yeah, we'll have to do that, man. Because seriously, I want to, get more involved with the local metal scene around here, man.
Absolutely. Yeah, anything like that you want, just let me know what you want, and I can have it done for you.
Sweet, dude. But anyway, yeah, it was just an amazing show. Good weekend, man.
Nice.
Other than getting lost in St. Louis the following day, that kind of sucked, demon. But other than that, man, it was a pretty good weekend. I can't complain, and it was a really nice. It was nice, man. It was just nice to go out. Just going to the restaurant and drinking that killer raspberry sour beer was fucking cool, man. Cool. And like I said, my buddy, he had like this orange sour beer. It's pretty good shit, dude. At first I was like, raspberry beer, I don't know. Is that kind of girly? But then I'm like, fuck it, I don't give a fuck. Curiosity got the better of me. And man, I'm glad it did, because that was some good shit. Yeah. But I had an absolute blast. And man, my dogs were barking at the end, though, dude. Oh my God, my feet were killing me. Yeah. Because I'd been on my feet forever, but goddamn, what a show. What a fucking show.
Yeah, no, I was the same after all the walking at the weekend. By the time the show was over, got back to the car, I actually thought I was dying. I thought, I'm never going to make it back to the car. And I looked up at the sky at one stage and I had my arms opened and I just said, Lord, just take me. Just save me having to do this trip, walk this effort back to the car. But I fucking managed to do it. But by Christ, was I ready for bed. I was half expecting to wake up, like a fucking cripple then the next morning. But, I was that sore going to bed. But I don't know, the sleep must have helped me. I was fine then, so...
Well, they always say, and that's the thing for me, man, is I had to kind of get up early the next day so I could make this thing, and then, of course, I didn't make it.
Yeah.
And, it was kind of a hot mess.
Yeah.
It was like, God damn it, but, what are you going to do? It is what it is.
Yeah.
But anyway, man, like I said, I had a great time, and like I said, originally we were going to do and we're still going to do that. I'm going to contact DJ Shantstar and let him know, hey, dude, we're gonna record that next week, and try to figure out what a good day for both of us is. Because honestly, I don't know yet, because I'm just starting my job, so I don't really know my schedule. So hopefully we can do that and get it done and taken care of here sometime during the week. Because I was kind of worried about that, dude. Between you going to Guns N' Roses and then me going to Zakk and having to do the thing with my stepdaughter and everything else. I just thought, fuck, when are we going to have the time? And then I knew Shant had his show Tuesday, and you got your show tonight, or, well, you were going to.
Yeah.
But you didn't have your hard drive, right?
Hard drive, yeah.
Yeah, you can't, dude. You're fucked. You're fucked without your hard drive, man.
Yeah.
You can't do a show without it. There's just no way.
What, I've about 6,000 albums on my hard drive.
Right.
It
makes it more than a little difficult.
Yeah, I could have burned some CDs, but just the effort of burning CDs, 2 hours before your show, fuck that.
And it's like
it wouldn't be the same. Somebody would ask me for a request, and I wouldn't have it handy, and the show would suffer. So,
well, not only that, but you've got the opportunity, to basically, give this new guy that we got. We're testing out a new DJ right now.
That. Yeah. Do you know what? I'm actually, once we get finished here, I'm going to slip in for 10 or 15 minutes.
Too.
Check him out.
Me too, dude. Yeah. But just for a little while, because I got some shit I got to do, man.
Yeah, I'm back at work tomorrow after being off for 2 weeks. So.
Yeah, well, I'm back to the grind, a new grind, man, new job. So
yeah, well, best of luck in the new job. Hopefully, it's a good one.
Well, I'm hoping, I'm hopeful. It's like, I'm hoping that, everything works out. It can't be any worse than where I was at. That's for goddamn sure. And I mean, that was just
shit.
Fucking how I was treated and everything. It was just fucking kind of unbelievable, really. I was just like, what the fuck, just kind of crazy.
Absolutely. No, well, look, new start for you, so hope all goes well. But that's kind of an end to our 2-hour phone call that I hope all the listeners like and enjoy. But Mike, as always, tell everybody where they can catch you on the air.
Well, of course, I do the Metal Mike show with myself and my esteemed co-host, Dirty Dave. And that's every Friday night from 7 p.m. to 1 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. And then I do another show on Sunday mornings, the Nights of the Turntable, and I believe that's from 12 p.m. to 3 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And that's with myself, DJ Guilty, a.k.a. Scott Green, and DJ Def Jeff, or also known as Jeff Allen. So if you guys want to check that out, man, it's a lot of fun. It's kind of like a podcast, but it's different, though, because it is a live show. So, we do a lot of different things that, they're all different. And of course, I'm doing this podcast with DJ Mack, and make sure you check out his show, man, every fucking Wednesday. And what's the time, dude?
5 to 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time.
Yeah, basically make sure you check out all our shows and the entire station, because, I mean, we got a lot of great DJs. They all do an amazing fucking job. I couldn't be more proud of them. Couldn't be more proud to be associated with that metalstation.com, man. And check out our written content, because one of our DJs, DJ Walter, he's the editor of the site. And we got a lot of cool reviews and articles, and and I'm going to try to contribute on that side of the site as soon as I possibly can. But yeah, like normally right now, DJ Mack's Mind Over Metal would be on. And of course, that's from 5 p.m. to 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And then we got the Whiplash Wednesday with DJ Def Jeff. That's from 8 p.m. to 11 p.m. On Thursdays from 8 p.m. to 11 p.m., we got the Dr. Fuck Show, which of course features our very own Ralph Vieira, lead singer of Thrash or Die, Ripjaw, Combat, and what's the other? Wrath?
Psycho Wrath. And also Wrath. Old Leather.
Old Leather is another band he's doing? One. Oh my god, man. Yeah. And of course there's me on Fridays from 7 p.m. to 1 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. And then following that, of course, is the night shift with DJ Sato from 1 a.m. to 5 a.m. And on Saturday mornings from 11 a.m. to 4 p.m., we've got the Wadzilla Rock Show with DJ Wadzilla, Dr. Fuck's esteemed partner from the greatest podcast online right fucking now, Mike. Hands down, for my money, the best, the Rock and Metal Combat Podcast, man. Dr. Fuck and DJ Wadzilla, or as they're both known, Ralph Vieira and Ian Wadley, do an amazing job with that podcast. I listen all the time. I've been a listener since day one, and they're pretty much what inspired me to become a DJ for that metal station and now do this with DJ Mack. So they do a great job, and I can't say enough good things about them.
Awesome. Yep, absolutely.
4 p.m. And then 4 p.m. to 7 p.m. on Saturdays, we've got Metal Surgery with Dr. Evil, one of our esteemed DJs from across the pond over in England. So he's a neighbor of DJ Max.
Yep.
And then 7 p.m. to 12 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, we have basically Walter's Wall of Woe. And that after that, of course, is DJ Sato in the night shift. So that's Saturday nights or Sunday mornings, 1 a.m. to 5 a.m. And then 9 a.m. to 12 p.m. on Sunday mornings, we've got DJ Def Jeff's Sunday morning service. And, of course, we have the Nights of the Turntable with myself, DJ Guilty, DJ Def Jeff. Following that, from 3 p.m. to 6 p.m., the Psycho Sin Project with DJ Psycho Sin, another DJ from across the pond, another neighbor of DJ Mac. Ronnie does a great show. He also has a podcast called the Psycho Sin Podcast, which I've been lucky enough to guest on, and I had a lot of fun, and he has a really good podcast, so make sure you check that out too. I believe it's available on YouTube for sure. I don't know if he has it on anything else, but take the time to check it out. It's really fucking cool. And then, of course, on Sundays, we got the Crusaders of Metal with DJ Kane, and that's from 6 p.m. to 9 p.m. And then after him, the Big Bushy Power Hour, 9 p.m. to 12 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. On Mondays, 7 p.m. to 10 p.m., the Brothers Grimm. If you want to hear a fucking show that's funny as fuck, these three guys are fucking great, man. They do a great goddamn job, and I love their show. Have you ever listened to them, Mac?
Oh, yeah. Yep. Absolutely.
Yeah, they're really, really good.
I don't get to check them out every week, just with the time. You know, they come on 12 a.m., you know,
right.
Tuesday
and that's on a Monday
night.
or Tuesday morning for you.
Yeah.
So,
but I do try and catch it when I can.
Right. And then, of course, from 5 p.m. to 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, DJ Shanstar's Audio Aggression. If you're into, like, hardcore punk, metalcore, thrash metal, and, of course, the traditional metal greats, Shanstar shows the show for you. Now, Sid Basement is being moved. It was 8 p.m. to 12 a.m., but I believe he's going to... Is it still Wednesday mornings?
Wednesday morning, I think at 8 a.m. 8
a.m. to, I think 8 a.m. to 12 p.m., isn't it?
Yeah, something, or 1. It could even be 1.
Yeah, it's yeah, he's going to be doing a fucking, I forget exactly, I think it's, like you said, it's 8, I'm pretty sure it's 8 in the morning, is when he's doing it, and, because he made a move. Like, he's literally moved. Oh, also, the Brothers Grimm features Richard Olson, Burt Bigler, and Chris Natalini. And like I said, man, very, very funny show. Yeah, he is moving to Wednesday mornings, 8 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, and he's rocking on till noon. So there you go, man.
And also,
I'm gonna try to...
Chris Natalini is in fucking Blood Feast.
Yes.
We'll just
and Def
stick
Jeff
that
is
in
also in, and DJ Def Jeff is also in fucking Ashes of the Dead. So check both those bands out, as well as Dr. Fuck's mini bands.
Yep.
And then, you know, yeah, man, like I said, I'm really proud of our DJs, man. We got a great stable of DJs. And then, of course, like I said, after Sid's Basement, which he'll be doing, what, Wednesday morning, is it?
Wednesday,
so,
yeah.
Yeah, so, man, Wednesday is going to be a big day between him, you, and then DJ Def Jeff, man. That's going to be a
basically
big day.
all day.
Almost, yeah. Pretty fucking close, dude. So, awesome. Yeah, so anyway, that's all the DJs. Please make sure you check them out. Check out our website, man. We really do have a lot to offer. Like I said, I'm really proud. I'm really proud to be associated with this station. I think the thing I love about us most is we basically tell it like it is. We tell you how we feel. We don't give two fucks. You know, there's some radio stations, even though they're online, they really got their fucking stick up their ass. They won't let you cuss. They won't let you be real or honest. And we're not like that here at that metal station. We tell you exactly the way we fucking feel it is, man. And in that alone, I don't think we will ever compromise. So,
absolutely.
yeah, man.
Yep.
Yeah, fucking
also,
metal station rules. And this podcast fucking rules. And anyway, and like I said, make sure you check out the plug with DJ Bush DJ Sato calling himself Sin or whatever the fuck, and there's a Mountain Man. Check that out. Check out the Rock and Metal Combat podcast. Check out the Psycho Sin podcast, and of course, keep checking us out. A few other podcasts though we could mention though that we all enjoy. I like Podcast a lot with Ken Mill. That's an excellent podcast.
Great podcast, yep.
History Science Theater, fucking funny as hell.
I haven't got a chance to check that out yet, but I will.
Oh, you got to, dude. They're so fucking funny. If you give me a chance, I'll even recommend a few episodes.
Yeah, do, please.
Holy shit, man. These guys are funny. And then, of course, the Decibel Geek. Chris Sintak and Aaron Camaro. Damn good podcast, man. They do a hell of a job. I mean, they've even had me listen to episodes about bands or artists that I'm not even really big on, but they're so good at what they do that it like keeps me captivated, so to speak.
They're excellent.
Because they're really into a lot of that glam metal. Some of it I like, some of it I'm like, ugh. But overall, man, they do a hell of a show. I love their years and reviews. They do such a good job with that. And their Albums Unleashed series is really cool too. Even if it's a record you don't like, it's still really interesting.
It's interesting.
Yeah. Yeah, man. Check those guys out too. And,
also check out Talk to Me with Josh Toomey. It's another great fucking show.
Yeah. He's really good too. I've listened to Talk to Me. He's a real nice guy. He friend requested me actually, and I didn't even know who he was.
Yeah, no, he seems like a good guy.
Oh shit, he's got a podcast, and I listened, and he does have a good show.
Yeah, he does.
Show, man. I'll tell you another guy who does a podcast, a bit of somewhat famous, lead singer of Hatebreed, Jamie Josta. He's got a pretty cool podcast I've listened to.
Oh, cool.
On occasion, he has some really cool interviews. He does a really good job. I like Jamie, man. I know some people don't like Hatebreed, but I fucking do. So fuck it.
That's all that matters.
Right. And like I said, man, just make sure you check out all those shows. Check out our website, and also check out deathbymetalstl.com, man.
Yep, check it out. Yeah, check out the Classic Metal Show. Also, classicmetalshow.com.
Yeah.
Check us out at our home, mindovermetalpodcast.com. Facebook, facebook.com, mindovermetalpodcast. That's, / mindovermetalpodcast. Twitter, we're on fucking nearly every platform you can imagine. iTunes, Podbean, Spreaker, Podcast Addict, TuneIn. Just type us in. Chances are you'll fucking find us. So keep listening. Mike and myself and Shant, hopefully next week, we'll be back with Iron Maiden's 1980 debut. So a lot of you guys are going to fucking dig that. But thanks for tuning in. This is episode 7, I think. Mind Over Metal podcast. Until next week, from myself, Mac, and DJ Metal Mike, it's good night.
Every Sunday, catch the second edition of DJ Kane's Crusader of Metal. 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on thatmetalstation.com. Tearing the metal apart every Sunday for you. Catch the DJ Metal Mike Show, Friday night edition. That's right, all new time, 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, only on thatmetalstation.com. DJ Metal Mike bringing you the best in metal. Man, you better be there.
Open your mind. Open your mind.
But now I'm safe in the Isle of Tornado.
Open your mind.
Open Your Mind with Mack's Mind Over Metal. Every Wednesday, 5 p.m. to 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Specializing in traditional metal, new wave of British heavy metal, thrash metal, and a pinch of glam. Only on thatmetalstation.com.
There's a madman in the corner of your eye. He likes to pry.
I'm Dr. Fuck.
And I'm the Ayatollah of Alcohola.
And we are from the Rock and Metal Combat Podcast.
If you want to check out some crazy, uncensored, unbiased, totally nuts reviews of classic hard rock and heavy metal albums, check us out. You can get us on Podbean and iTunes. New episodes every Sunday.
That's right. And we also do each other's moms.
True. Free of charge.
Well, mine charges.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, mine's free.